morning and welcome to episode 56. My name's Julie from Sew Unique and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. Well, I have to say we've got a little bit of change in the weather this week. Today we had a bit of sun, but it's been quite dull all day. It's been cooler, which is really, really nice. I can't tell you how pleased I am that it's cool. Oh dear, and yesterday was the same. I had a little bit of rain yesterday, but the weather this week has been quite mixed. We've had a mixture of dull, hot, tiny bit of rain, but it's like you can feel like autumn's coming, which is nice. I can't wait until, I'm not wishing my time away, but I can't wait until we are officially in autumn, which I think is either 21st or 22nd of September, which is going to be lovely. I like sunny days, but I like them not too warm. So I must admit, obviously early part of the week it was warm, and we have had a bit of rain, and it's been a bit clammy, and you know, having to go back to work after the holiday, it's like, do I want to go to work? Can't I have a little bit more time off? I could do with another holiday. But that's just wishful thinking, isn't it, really? So I don't feel I've got a lot done this week, but I have got a few things to share with you. So what I'm going to start off with is my tea. Oh, and I forgot to say, I hope everybody's had a nice week. So this is my last Bird and Blend tea, and it's blueberry and peach. Now I've opened the packet because I've made some tea, but this time I have made a cold tea, so I've had to wait for it to sort of go cold. Should have thought about this last night and I could have put it in the fridge. Anyhow, oh, it smells really nice, very, very fruity. Oh, lovely. Look at all that in there. That's absolutely gorgeous, and it's delicious, I will say that. I'm looking forward to trying it warm. So this is Blueberry Bliss twisted with notes of peach. So we've got apple pieces, hibiscus, rose hip, blue pea flower, freeze-dried blueberry, freeze-dried peach, orange peel, natural flavourings, and it's one you have without milk. So I decided to do it cold. I've got some ice cubes in here. Now excuse the Christmas glass, that's all I could find. So I've got the tea in there. I made like a strong brew, just a small amount of water in my teapot, let it go cold, topped it up with water. I didn't fancy lemonade this time, and I put 3 ice cubes in, and I've put some blueberries in, and let's have another taste. That is nice. That is nice. It's very, very refreshing. So this is going to keep me company while I'm filming today. Lovely. So I think this week I'm going to start off with some knitting. Obviously, you know, if you watched last week's episode, I took some knitting on holiday and some socks, and I didn't actually get a chance to do it. Apart from the lighting, I thought I'd gone wrong, so I left it and brought it home, and it turned out I hadn't gone wrong. So I've actually got a finished object. So that is my now finished pair of socks, which have been sat in my bag for I don't know how long. But this is West Yorkshire Spinners Hollyberry, and it's really nice, and it's knit up lovely, and it feels nice. So I've got a pair of socks, but I have made, I don't suppose I can say a boob, but I have made a little bit of an error. And I will show you why. Because after I finished these socks the other day, I thought, let's check out the project bags in the corner, see what else I've got that needs to be off the needles. And I looked in my Christmas bag, and what did I find? A sock, a single sock. And you'll not believe it, you'll not believe what I've done. another one of these, but this is the first sock where I use the West Yorkshire Spinners red for a contrast heel and toes, and of course it was in there, totally forgot about it. So when I came to do the second sock, which will have been that one, I forgot about this one. So I'm going to have 2 pairs of socks out of 100-gram ball of yarn, which I think that is very, very good, but it just means it gives me more work. Now, I have got in my Christmas bag my ball of red, and what I've got left of my hollyberry is this. Now, I'm not sure how much this weighs, so I'm hoping there's enough to make another sock. Now, I am not going to knit this one up straight away because I want to change. So I'm going to keep this one at the side in my project bags that I'm working my way through, and I will do this at a later date. So I can't grumble, can I? If I can get another sock out of this, I'm going to get 2 pairs of socks. So that is good. So this is going back in my bag, back in the house. So I'm going to pop that down there. And these two, oh, I should say this pair is going to go upstairs in my drawer. So I have finally got a pair of Christmas socks made, finished early, ready for this year's Christmas. Might be a bit late from when I started it, but that is good. So like I said, I had a look through my project bags to see what I've got, and there are 1 or 2 things that I need to do. So my next project for this week is in this bag, in my cat bag, because it's a small bag. It's perfect size for carrying to work, and I will show you what I'm doing. Now, this is another West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. This is Silent Night. Now, if you've followed me for a while, you'll remember I made the first sock ages ago, and then I lost the sock. Now, I don't know where it disappeared to. I can't for the life of me think where it went to, but it ended up being washed on a normal wash with everything else, and I didn't see it until it came out of the tumble dryer. So how it got mixed in with washing, I really do not know. Now, it looked like it had shrunk, and I must admit I was going to just get rid of it and either start again or just forget the whole thing. I was a bit gutted really, because I thought, oh, that's not going to fit me. Anyhow, when I got my bag out the other day, I thought, right, let's be sensible here. Try it on, see if it fits, and then we'll take it from there. So I tried it on and it fits perfectly. Now, it looks fine on the sock blocker because I only do short socks. I don't like long socks, and like I say, it's fine. So the washing hasn't actually done it much harm, I'm pleased to say. But when it did come out of the tumble dryer, it looked like it had shrunk quite a bit. But so I don't know what's happened to it. It seems to have slackened off, and like I say, it looks okay. So I'm going to leave that on the sock blocker. So I've got my bag here, like I say, and I have got my knitting. And look, would have it, I have done part of it. I am on the gusset. So that's where we have got to. So the gusset's all ready to be started. So I'm hoping to have to start this tonight. And who knows, if I have a good week and I manage to get a bit of knitting done, I might have another finished object for next week, which will be really good. Then that'll be another pair off the needles. So that is pretty exciting. I think that's the motivation. You know, I've got till next week to try and get this done, and I'm hoping that I can do that. But we'll see. So I'm going to pop that here. Keep my other sock blocker there ready. All being well for next week. Right, I'm just going to have a little sip of tea. Oh. Well, As you'll have seen from the few clips from the beginning, I picked some tomatoes the other day, and what did I get? I think I got about 4.2 kilos of tomatoes, which I was really pleased at because a lot of them had ripened over the week that we were away. So I picked all of them, washed them, dried them, popped them into resealable bags, so they're all in the freezer. So my freezer is overflowing with fruit and vegetables, really. So the other day, 2 days ago, I think it was, I went out and picked some more tomatoes, and I managed to collect about 1.7 kilos of tomatoes, so that is not bad. So they are all in the freezer. Now, I need to make something with these tomatoes, but I'm not sure what I'm making. I did think about maybe making a chilli, or to preserve, not just to eat straight away. I want to make something so I can preserve it. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, what can I make? But then I thought I could make a pasta sauce. So then there's no meat in it. It is just a pasta sauce that everybody in the house can have, even Adele. And I'm sure, how much do we need? Oh gosh. I can't remember now. I did look in my recipe book, and I might have just about got enough tomatoes. Now, I've still got quite a few tomatoes on the bush, right? But the bushes are all, they're in a bit of a state this year, and a lot of them are green. And I think I've probably got, when I came out here, I could see maybe 2 or 3 tomatoes that were going red. I've got a few tomatoes on the windowsill, ripening off, which I am going to put, well, I might put them in the freeze. I don't know yet. I don't want to go and freeze them and then get them all out tomorrow, because if I've got enough for pasta sauce, I might be doing that, like share that little bit of that with you next week. But I think that's what I'm going to make. So I've been pottering around the garden, doing a little bit of weeding. Kevin's managed to get the grass cut for me, the front and back, and he's done all the edges and everything, so it looks nice and tidy again, which is good. There's a few weeds that have popped up through the membrane, which has got all the pebbles on, which needs doing, so that's probably another job. But I have been trying to get out into the garden for about half an hour each day. That's about as much as I can manage if it's hot and the pollen counts up, because otherwise I end up being bad. So half an hour I can do. So I've been picking a few beans. I've only had the odd 1 or 2 beans this week, but they've been washed and they're straight in the freezer bag. So I am getting a nice little bag of beans, which is good. The autumn raspberries are coming along. I mean, I've just sort of got a cane. There's only like 1 stem, but I've got, maybe a dozen little flowers on there. So I'm going to get some raspberries, which is good. Some of the bean plants are looking a bit shriveled, but they're still producing beans, which is good. The courgettes, I haven't got a great deal of courgettes. I've just given a biggish one to my grandson to take home, and my granddaughter wanted a cucumber, so I've got 1 cucumber, so I gave her that. What else have I got? Yeah, I've still got some courgettes on there. I've got a yellow one coming, and I'm hoping to get them taken off the plants this week and get them grated up and do some baking with them. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too warm this week, so I can actually get some baking done, which is going to be good. Yesterday I had like a preserving afternoon. I pressure canned some chicken soup. Well, it will be cream of chicken soup when we do it. I'll talk about that in a minute. And I had 6 jars of chicken soup, 6 jars of chicken stew, and 6 jars of chicken stock, which was good. So they're going in the cupboard now. Now, I did have one of the chicken soups today for my lunch. Now, I have put the picture in, and obviously when it comes out of the jar, it's not like a creamy colour like, you know, the branded chicken soups are. So I pureed my soup up in the pan, because I like it pureed. I don't like it all lumps, you know, lumps of food. and after it had cooked I put some cream in and it lightened up, and you know, it was very, very tasty, really nice. So I will definitely be making some more of that. So that actually took a few hours, because when you pressure can in, it's like 75 minutes because it's meat. So it took a while. So I think it was about 9:30 when I finished last night. So I was pretty tired. It's a lot. It is a lot of work, but it is very satisfying. And I know I've got some food on the shelf now for the winter. So I'm sure Jake is going to be looking forward to having the chicken stew. So what I'm hoping to do this next week is get some of the bits out of my freezer, like my onions, and maybe put them into jars. Then I can just use them as I want for cooking, which will be helpful, and it will empty my freezer down. And I might get the rhubarb out of the freezer as well and make some gin. And yeah, I think it's just really onions, tomatoes and rhubarb that's in the freezer. And then I think probably the week after I'm going to have to tackle the rhubarb in the garden. And I think I'm going to be making cordial. I'm preserving the cordial, and I know family members want some cordial, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be a lot of peeling rhubarb and chopping. So I think I'm going to have to enlist the help of Kevin and Adele. So then that'll be good. I'll have probably caught up with everything, and I'll have a little bit of room in my freezer to start getting some other things in. Right, the next thing I've got to show you is some cross stitch. So I'm keeping that in my little pumpkin bag, and I must admit I haven't done a great deal on it this week because I've sort of been knitting. It was really nice to get back into knitting now, I must admit. I have missed it. I didn't realise I'd missed it, but I have. And of course, doing something different for 3 evenings, my hand was, oh, it hurt, it didn't half ache, and I couldn't sort of stretch it open. My hand was just like that, because obviously I've been knitting, but that's gone off now, so we're okay. I was thinking, I'm hoping I'm not going to have to give up my knitting. But that is the pattern for the cross stitch that I've been working on. So, and that's a design from Tracy Campbell Designs, and she's on Etsy. So I'm really enjoying that. Let's have a look. That's as far as I've got, which has not been too bad really. I did make a mistake on that row. I put it a row down, but I unpicked it and restitched it. So yeah, so that's an enjoyable cross stitch. So I'm really enjoying this. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish it, like, but it shouldn't be. Probably take me a few weeks, I think. As long as I get it all finished by the end of September, I'll be happy. Then I can do something with it. So I might frame it. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to see what inspiration hits me when I finish it. But now I'm looking forward to getting back on with that. I must admit, I did see a nice design on Etsy the other day, and I was going to buy it, and I'm thinking, no, because if I buy it, I'll want to stitch it, and I want to get this one finished first. I'm trying to be good and just do one thing at a time at the minute. Because I know I've got 2 other autumn cross stitches that I want to do, so I think I've got to be good, at least for a little bit. The blueberries are getting in the way of my straw. And I did have a new start this week. Now, this might not come to anything. I might pack this in. It's been a long time since I have done amigurumi, and I must admit I find it very, very fiddly and very, very frustrating. But I'm going to persevere, and I'm going to see how I get on, and that is what I am making. I don't think I'm going to put the jumper on. I'll probably put the bow tie on, but that might be it. We shall see. So this is a King Cole Christmas Crochet book 5. I'm not sure if this is last year's book or not, or if this is this year's, because it looks familiar. So I'm just wondering if it's last year's or the year before. But I have made a start on it. And I'm keeping that in my little robin bag. And I'm using this yarn, which I got from my holidays. I got 4 balls of that. And what I've managed to do, I've not trimmed my yarn, is I have got 1 leg done. I must admit, I found this very, very fiddly to do. I have just started on my 2nd leg. So we'll see if that one comes out. So long as it comes out the same size as this, I'm not bothered. I can cope with that. But yeah. Like I say, it's been a long time since I've done amigurumi, but I am going to give it a go and see if I can get back into it. I think if the other leg comes out the same size, I'm quite okay with joining the 2 legs together and then going round and round, and I think I'll be happier when I get to that piece. But then it's going to be doing the arms the same way as this, but you know, I'm sure we'll get there. And I will tell you next week if it's a go or not. Because if I don't do it, then what am I going to do with the yarn? Yeah, well, I'll end up having to find a knitting pattern or something. That, or I ask somebody to do it for me. Which, oops, I really, really want to do myself. Oh, I don't know what it is today, but I feel very, very thirsty. Right, well, I think that's really all I've got to share with you this week. Yes, I've got nothing else that I've done, have I? No. So, yeah, well, I hope everybody's had a nice week. I hope you managed to get some crafting done. And wherever you are, the weather's not been too bad. I'm just hoping we don't get any more heat waves now. I'm hoping that is it, so we can get back down to proper crafting. So yeah, so thank you for joining me anyhow this week, and like I say, I will see you all again next week, and I hope you have a lovely crafty week whatever you're doing. So take care everyone, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.